My dear children, today in this module, we are going to study the differences between goods and services. My dear children, have you heard the term goods? Yes, goods is a physical object. Example, video cassettes or any other things. It is a tangible assets. It can be kept in stock. Example, train journey ticket, etc. Services are all those economic activities that are intangible and imply an interaction to be realized between the service provider and the customer. They are also essentially intangible activities that provide satisfaction of wants. Services is an activity or process. It is an intangible asset. It cannot be kept in stock. Example, experience of a train journey or bus journey, etc. Now we are going to study the important differences between goods and services. The first difference is goods are tangible assets. The other examples for tangible assets are plant and machinery, furniture, fixtures, etc. But in the case of services, services are intangible. Example, doctor's treatment, goodwill, patent, etc. The next point is goods are standardized, but services are heterogeneous. Then another point is goods production separate from consumption. But in the case of services, simultaneous production and consumption of goods. Goods are non-perishable assets. But in the case of services, services are perishable. Next point is goods can be inventoried, but services cannot be inventoried. Then goods can be readily displayed. But in the case of services, it cannot be readily displayed. Pricing of goods is very easy, but the pricing of services is very difficult. In goods, mass production is easy, but in the case of services, mass production is very difficult. Then goods can be returned or resold. We can resell these products. But in the case of services, services cannot be returned or resold. It is very easy to synchronize supply and demand of goods. But it is very difficult in the case of services to synchronize supply and demand. Another point is, in the case of goods, involvement at the time of delivery is not possible. Example, manufacturing a vehicle. But in the case of services, participation of customers at the time of service delivery, that is, self-service is a fast food joint. Another point is, in the case of services, it cannot be kept in stock. Example, experience of a train journey. But in the case of goods, it can be kept in stock. Example, train journey ticket. Another point is, in the case of services, simultaneous production and consumption. But in the case of goods, there is a separation of production and consumption of goods. Example, purchasing ice cream from a store. In the case of services, different customers have different demands. Example, mobile services. But in the case of goods, different customers getting standardized demand fulfilled. Example, mobile phones. These are the important differences between goods and services.